Very good afternoon to you, our viewers. You're welcome to Punch Sports Extra. We are back to Punch Sports Extra. Remember that it was AFCON special during the AFCON 2023. Yes, AFCON 2023 edition of the AFCON. My name is Shegun Odunayo. Of course, we have a lowdown for you this morning. We'll be starting from the front page of our newspaper, Punch Sports Extra, before we go into sporting tidbits that you will find interesting. I'm not alone. I have a regular with me here on the show, Enithon Daramola. Enithon, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Shegun Odunayo. Good afternoon, Nigerians. I'm not regular.
I mean, it's online. It's online, so
like speedality,
we may have people who are not Nigerians.
Oh yeah, that's true. Good afternoon to the rest of the world.
All right, very quickly we start with the front page of our newspaper, Punch Sports Extra, for today, and what better headline to start with than Taiwo Awoniyi himself, a man who was out of AFCON 2023. The second time calling it AFCON 2023. Yes, it's AFCON 2023. It was only played in 2024. Of course, you know there's another AFCON next year. Yeah. AFCON 2025 is it's supposed to be once in 2 years. So yeah, AFCON 2023. Oh, not again. Scare for Forest. Of course, that's his club, Nottingham Forest, as Awoniyi suffers another injury. Scored at the weekend in their 2-0 victory over West Ham United. But Taiwo Awoniyi once again is injured. When will this stop? Anything? What is wrong? Do they need a specialist to take care of him? How is he always getting injured? And he's a very important figure in that Forest dressing room.
Well, I think this is the second goal for him since he came back, returned from injury.
Yeah.
And it will be a big miss for Nottingham Forest. Well, presently we don't know the nature of this injury, and we don't know how long he would, he'll be out for.
Yeah.
But I'm sure Nuno Espirito Santo will be positive that he doesn't stay long on the sidelines this time, because he's a very important figure for them. Yeah. They need him, in this running at this time of, of the Premier League. Season. This is where you need to stamp your foot or stand your ground, and you know where you are staying, whether you are in the middle of the table or you are going to be fighting for relegation. They don't want to go into the relegation battle.
And they are fighting
with
relegation.
A player like Taiwo Awoniyi, on the sidelines. And like you said earlier, Nigeria also would have done, well with him in the AFCON, because he would have
perhaps we'll have other options.
Yes, especially with someone like Victor Osimhen, running here and there, playing. He played as if, wow, amazing. He played. Yes, I agree with that. But Nottingham Forest need to be hopeful. I'm not a physio, so I can't tell you what's wrong with him.
We only know he's injured.
Yes, but I'm only positive. And, that's a good one. It's a plus for Manchester United, because he will not be playing against Manchester United. I think they will be playing anytime, soon, and he will not play against them, because he has scored.
You just said you're not a physio, so you don't know how long he's going to be out for.
He might not be.
You don't know if it's just a scare. You don't know if it's something that can be done that will be fixed in 2-3 days.
But I hope it's just maybe like a week or two, and and he's back with the team.
I hope he plays against Manchester United.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind.
All right. Remember that they changed coaches. Nuno Espirito came on board. Former coach Cooper was sacked, and many fans went on social media to say if Taiwo was not injured, there's a strong probability that the man would not have been sacked at the time. But last season they were battling relegation. This season as well they are battling relegation. If you are management, you have no choice but to say, hey, thank you very much, Mr. Cooper, but it's time for you to go. And who better to bring on board as a man that has had experience. A lot of experience over there in the English Premier League. Did well with Wolves, moved over to Spurs. Unfortunately, their glory and their fortune was dwindling, and they had to say, hey, you have to, how it works in the EPL.
Yeah.
You come and go like the sunshine. Very quickly move over to the next headline here. And who else to talk about than the golden boy of Nigerian football and the king of Africa himself, Victor Osimhen, who is said to be heading towards Chelsea. As the rumors have it, of course, transfer rumors never ever end. They say Chelsea to trigger £111 million Osimhen release deal. One thing is certain though, Victor Osimhen said during AFCON that he has made up his mind that he's leaving Naples in the summer, and that he has made up his mind on the club he's going. One thing he did not do is to tell us where he was headed. Do you think that can still change? Do you think if money comes on board, the people in Napoli will say, hey, we've collected so bid from so club, please come over, please go over where the money is. PSG, Chelsea, even Man U at a point. Where is Victor headed?
Well, presently, the likely destination for Victor Osimhen would be a certain club in France, in the Ligue 1, known as the Paris Saint-Germain. You understand? And then there is, Chelsea, who are still finding it difficult to replace a certain Didier Drogba, who, if you have watched the AFCON, has been big bro and small bro with Victor Osimhen.
Yeah.
And,
Agent Drogba.
Agent Drogba, and I think that Drogba might be, pulling one or two strings.
Yeah.
However, I'm not Victor Osimhen's agent. And like he said during the CBS interview, he said he already figured out what he's going to do at the end of the season. Because if you look at it, there's been a lot of bad blood between him and Napoli, especially immediately they won the Serie A trophy. And, it has to go, it started, for me, it started with when his teammates, I don't want to bite my tongues pronouncing the name, Crab, you know who I'm talking about, Kwara Shalia or something.
So,
thank you very much. I don't want to bite my tongues, I'm in
You
Nigeria. Yeah, so it started with when the attention moved away from Victor Osimhen, who was the ex-goal scorer.
Yeah.
And won them the league because he scored the most important goal to win them the league. And the attention was, was on his teammate, the Georgian teammate, if I'm not mistaken. And then again, there was a rift.
The agent of Kwara
Yeah, I was going to come to that.
I was going to
come to that. But before we get to that, the Napoli official, I think it was Instagram page, TikTok mocked Victor Osimhen. And, for your team to do things like that, they should be debunking or should be reacting to things like that and not be the source of that kind of ridicule for your most prized assets. You understand? And then, because at a point he wasn't talking to his team, because I saw one video online and, he just walked out on them. Yeah. But then, after that, I cooled down. Then the agent of, his teammate came up again and said Osimhen had made up his mind and he was sure that Osimhen was going to the Saudi League. And that, led to a bit of back and forth between them.
That was during AFCON?
Yes, during the AFCON tournament. Yeah. And sadly, Napoli did not post Osimhen almost until
towards the end.
And we saw teams like Atalanta, Fulham, posting these guys.
Yeah, Brentford.
Even the English Premier League, Italian Serie A page posted, the Serie A players in AFCON.
Yeah.
So it goes to show. And then the interview, the president of Napoli had, confirmed also that they are going to bring the money.
It's up for business.
But my question is, why did he sign a new contract when he knew he was leaving? However, it could be a strategy. It could be one of the reasons, one way for him to leave the club. But for me, as a Nigerian, as a big fan of Victor Osimhen, I don't want Victor Osimhen to end up in Chelsea.
Why?
So, reason being that Chelsea are still finding their feet with this new management and the new coach. You can't predict what will happen with Chelsea. There's a certain Nkuku that, has been a wonderful player before he joined Chelsea. I'm not saying they are the cause of, the predicament, but then he has suffered injuries and he has not played much. And now that he's back, he doesn't start. And there's a Jackson that, misses chances.
For fun.
And starts, yes. However, you can actually give Jackson a breather because it's like his first season in the EPL. And you expect, because they played wonderfully well against Manchester City over the weekend, and you can say that wonderfully well because Chelsea have been, I don't want to use that word, but they've been that other word. They've not been so good.
They've been bad.
But for them to pull a 1-1 draw, they had 2 points against Man City this season home and away. I think the first leg ended in a draw. And Cole Palmer was the man of the was the man of the match for them. So I don't want him to end up in Chelsea, and I also do not want him to end up in PSG because you don't know where PSG
where will he end up?
is ending. Well,
you don't want Chelsea.
I'm just speaking my mind. However, he's going to end up one in either PSG or Chelsea, and we might not know.
Want him to end up there?
Oh no, it's my wish, but it's not.
So where do you want him to end up?
Me, I don't have a say where he should end up. I wanted him. See, okay, I'll be sincere. I wanted Victor Osimhen in Manchester United before Manchester United went for Rasmus Højlund.
Let's go to the next headline. Now to Manchester United. Of course, Rasmus Højlund, some people call him the Abba Haaland, got a brace, making him the youngest player to score 6 goals
That's beef.
Where I watch
He
football,
has
they call
said
him
that he's
Abaland.
not Haaland.
No,
He looks
where I
up
watch-
to Haaland.
They call him Abaland.
He has said that he's not Haaland. So why compare him to
You know,
Haaland?
when he was coming,
He's
everybody was
Rasmus
saying,
Højlund.
"Oh my goodness!" At
Everybody
21,
is not
same
Højlund.
with
You understand?
same with Haaland at
You
21.
understand
Højlund,
how-
Haaland, Højlund,
but
Haaland.
then
You know,
he's
everybody was.
now he has broken a record to be
Six out of six.
Yeah, 6 out of 6, the youngest player to score in 6 consecutive games.
See
Over
why-
the likes of Haaland, Thierry Henry is on that list.
6 out of 6.
Yeah.
Okay, still about Haaland because he didn't. He won't do what
I
Haaland did
disagree.
last season.
I disagree.
What Haaland did last
he
season
doesn't need to
was
do
so
what-
big that
he doesn't
everybody
need-
felt Messi cheated him to Ballon d'Or. He was
Oh
that
yeah,
big.
I'm on that. I'm on
That's
that
what
line.
I'm saying.
I'm
That
on
Haaland
that
was
line.
that big.
I'm on that line. However, for
Højlund
now,
is just Højlund.
for now, he doesn't need to
Okay.
like do what Haaland did last season.
Okay.
He's in a, can I use the word messed up Manchester United team who are trying
Okay.
to find their feet. All he needs to do is just score the goals that will win the game for them. And
they
before
pass
you
to
know
him,
it,
if they pass.
they might win the FA Cup and then end up in top 4.
Or win
That's
the
a
league.
plus. They
Oh,
can't
they
win the league for
all
them.
right. Still staying with Manchester
And you
United.
cannot win. You might not win the league too.
Marcus
So you are trying to throw
Rashford.
banter.
They say Marcus Rashford is the favorite to replace Golden Boy Kylian Mbappe at Paris Saint-Germain. Of course, as a few days ago, Golden Boy himself had to tell everybody in his team, that's PSG, that hey, I'm no longer staying. I'm not signing at the end of the summer. I am leaving. Of course, reports have it as of this morning that Kylian Mbappe had penned down a deal, unofficial reports, though, had penned down a deal with Real Madrid. But who is the man to replace him? Reports have it here, like on our front page. Marcus Rashford, favorite to replace Kylian Mbappe at Paris Saint-Germain. Marcus Rashford, Kylian Mbappe. Marcus Rashford, Kylian Mbappe. How will he replace him at PSG?
Okay, so I don't like the fact that you were demonstrating.
No, I'm just talking
Marcus
facts.
Rashford
I'm talking
and
facts
Kylian Mbappe.
based on stats.
Based on what
Facts
stats?
based on stats.
What you have not like mentioned the
Importance,
stats or the
goals,
facts.
runs, chances, misses.
I think you
top
should talk.
everything.
I think you should talk about consistency. Now that's
What
that's
of
been,
Kylian?
No, hold on. I think you should talk about consistency, and that's been the difference between Kylian Mbappe and Marcus Rashford. Now, mind you, Marcus Rashford
He's
is
not consistent.
it's true.
That's
That's
why I
the truth.
said-
That's
that's why I
the
said
fact.
Marcus
He has
Rashford,
not been
Kylian
consistent
Mbappe.
because
Marcus Rashford.
I think Marcus Rashford. There's this general knowledge that whenever he has a breakup with his one girlfriend, who I think he proposed to some time ago, whenever there is a breakup or whenever they are not together, you see the worst side of Marcus Rashford. But whenever they get back together, it's a known fact.
What
actually.
a professional. What a professional.
But you can't rule out the fact. You can't rule out the fact that Marcus Rashford is a brilliant player and he has the potential
Can
to
be a brilliant
No. I didn't miss word when I said he is a brilliant player.
I think he can be.
No. That would be that's disrespect to Marcus Rashford. Yes, that's disrespect. It's been disrespectful.
Marcus
Because
Rashford
if you look at
to replace Kylian Mbappe, do you think he's a good fit?
well, it doesn't have to be on the level of Kylian Mbappe right now before they replace.
So he's not on his level.
Yes, I can say that they are not on the same level presently.
Brilliant.
But with the right, mindset
Training.
and not training, these guys have, they've trained all their life. What could they do possibly different? That
In Paris Saint-Germain.
So are you talking about a Paris Saint-Germain that they are finding difficult to win the Champions League, even with the likes of Messi, Thiago Silva, Neymar, and Cavani and Ibrahimovic?
All right, to the next headline now. Pep backs Haaland, and despite his misses, Pep backs Haaland amid misses. Misfiring Erling Haaland. Well, I won't say it's misfiring. I think he has just raised the bar so high that if he doesn't score, you begin to say, why didn't is that good now? He raised the bar so high that he didn't score in the last game against Chelsea, and people said, oh no, we expect 2-3 goals every game. Is that good? This is the original Haaland now.
So I'm hoping that we'll not get to the point where, like they did or like we did with Ronaldo. Minus me, like people did with Ronaldo when he was still at Manchester United. They say that he doesn't turn up for big games. And I don't know, I don't have the stats yet, but
Haaland doesn't necessarily turn up in big games.
Yeah, and him not being able to score against Chelsea, I don't think that should be a cause for alarm. And like Pep Guardiola said, he said in his career of about maybe 11 years, and he only scored 11 goals. So he's not in the best position to advise Erling Haaland. However, I think everybody should just simmer down and expect this guy to come firing
Yeah, he's a beast.
in the next game, because he
All right.
scored 2 goals.
Yeah, 2 games.
Before,
The
2
game
goals
before
in the
this.
game before,
Yeah.
so it's fine. And there were a lot of missed chances too.
I agree.
In the
Against
game
Chelsea,
against
he missed
Chelsea,
lots of
he
chances.
missed
All right, this will be the last we'll trace before we leave our front page. Remember, you can get our front page. Sorry, not just the front page, the entire newspaper
the entire news
from your favorite vendors out there, and it's online as well. Arteta wants more from Gunners. Now, what does this guy want? This guy has been winning. His boys are on fire. Bukayo Saka is in the form of his life right now. They've scored about 10 goals in the last 2 games. They're playing Newcastle next week. After that, they face Sheffield again that have been drinking goals like water. And then you just know it's going to be goals galore. So what exactly does Arteta want? I guess he wants to win the league.
Arteta wants the trophy. And to win the trophy, you need to do more than you
Day
are
after
doing
day.
presently. Because you look at it, the teams they played previously, the last 2 games that they had, I think it was West Ham that they hammered 6-0. And the last game this weekend was 5-0 against, I can't remember now, but it was 5-0 this weekend.
Yeah.
Now, you look at the teams
Burnley.
that they have played against Burnley, thank you. You look at the teams that they have played, they are not the teams contending for the trophy. So if you want to win the EPL trophy,
You have to
need
face
to
the
beat,
big boys.
Yes, not only the big boys, you need to beat Manchester City, which they have done, I think, in the first leg. You need to beat Manchester City. You need to beat Liverpool, and they have done that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know for
You need
now.
to beat
I mean,
Newcastle,
even Manchester United, because they can, just spoil the party for you when you don't expect.
They are good at that.
And you need to beat this guy. And there's Newcastle, who have been,
they are playing next week.
Yes, and they are, they need to get back to their winning games, and they need to get back to the top 4. They should be chasing that top 4. They had some, setbacks due to injuries.
Yeah.
And yes, I don't mind a certain Mikel Arteta asking for more from his guys, even after scoring 11 goals in 2 matches. They need more, because they need to score when it matters the most. So that's what you want from a team that wants to win something.
All right, away from our headlines now, but hey, Segun Torreira is lamenting Aaron Okwadri's absence at the WTTC. Of course, we all know how very important Aaron Okwadri is. Nigeria's best. He has done it over and over and over and over again. Last time around, unfortunately, couldn't go past the quarterfinals. It has been his best. But right now, he won't be competing at the WTTC. And Segun Torreira is lamenting that. It's sad, but hey, of course, we know the legend is going to be back better than it was in the past. Very quickly now, we move
Quick
on
one.
to...
Quick one before we move on. So I saw something, I think it was this morning, about Aaron Okwadri. So Aaron Okwadri has 2 of his children, a girl, the first girl, and the boy, playing in the youth category of the, I think it was WTT or YTT.
WTTC.
And the younger one won a bronze medal. And that's amazing.
Fantastic.
That's amazing. That talk about
Passing
something
it
for
off
the
to his
future.
offsprings.
Yes.
Now,
that's
what
amazing.
are people passing on to their offsprings these days?
Well, I can't say for many people, but for Aaron Okwadri, he's doing a wonderful job.
Passing the round.
Yes.
Sorry, the ping pong game, they call it. Pom, 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 pom.
Yeah. And the footballers are doing that too. Some Nigerian
Of course,
footballers are doing that too.
you have to do that.
Yes, you have to
keep
do
the
that.
money running
Exactly.
in the family. For business sake, for everything's sake, for legacy's sake.
Yeah.
All right, very quickly, we'll move on to analyzing the matches at the weekend. Chelsea versus Manchester City, the biggest game in the English Premier League. 1-1 it ended. Ice cold Palmer, nothing for him on the night.
Yeah.
But he got a point. His team got a point. For Manchester City, I think they have themselves to blame because they had opportunities, they had chances. Kevin De Bruyne, Erling Haaland, what's his name again? Phil Foden, and the other players right there could have gotten all 3 points. But now they are chasing the league. How does that draw impact the league chase between Liverpool and City?
Now, it is massive. It's a massive win. Let me use a massive point for Chelsea, and it is a massive point for the entire Premier League. Or let me say the
City,
the league
Liverpool
chasers like Liverpool and Arsenal. Reason being that Manchester City are reliant on a certain outstanding, or that they have at hand. And everybody knows that when Manchester City wins, or if they win that outstanding, just say bye-bye
to say bye-bye to
the league. But I like the fact that this time around, they would play that outstanding, win or lose. They will not get to the top of the league. As long as all things being equal, that the likes of Arsenal and Liverpool,
don't lose.
Yes, don't lose. So I just like the fact that there's a level playing field, because over the years, we have seen that there's
City will
somebody
start badly.
named Kevin De Bruyne who gets injured, and I'm beginning to. I'm not doubting their professionals, and I'm not doubting the physios and all, but I'm beginning to see that as a trend that I do not like. Every time Kevin De Bruyne gets injured, and when he comes back firing, and
it becomes
so
an engine.
I just feel like, you know, Kevin De Bruyne goes on like a break, a leave, and go and study. Oh, these are things that we need to do. And by the time he comes back, boom. And mind you, they are always having, like, usually having, you know, outstandings. And when they win this outstandings, they just say goodbye to
just know they can
go
the stretch.
But, you know, you have to give it to Pep Guardiola. He's an amazing coach. He has, you know, amazing talents. And, you know, to manage those caliber of players, it's a big thing. It's a big deal. Some people couldn't, you know, stand it, and they've lost out in the reason they have to lose their job. And then, but Guardiola has done that back to back and back to back. However, kudos to Chelsea for getting
Mauricio
a point.
Pochettino.
Yes, and you know, we'll see the stuff that Manchester City is made of, because if they eventually end up winning this league, you know, you need to give it to them. However, people like Arsenal and Liverpool need to, you know, continue doing what they are doing presently, or do better. I guess that's why Mikel Arteta is asking for more, knowing fully well that by the time everybody's on level game, 25 games now, if I'm not mistaken, and City 24, by the time they play that outstanding, we'll know where they stand, and we'll know who will win the Premier League. But I'm gunning for the Gunners to win. Reason being that somebody in Germany or somebody from Germany cannot just come to the EPL, or cannot just announce mid-season and say, oh, I'm leaving this club, and expect everybody to just relax and allow them win the trophy. As much as I like Jurgen Klopp, I feel that the announcement of his departure came way too early. Win the league and announce. We'll give. He
was probably trying to play.
I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't. You know, just regret doing that.
Now to Liverpool. 4-1. It ended in their favour. The man is back himself.
Yes.
The Egyptian god came back. I mean, he was injured in the Nations Cup. The Nations Cup catastrophe with his country, Egypt. He flew back to Liverpool for treatment. Egyptians were attacking him, saying he wasn't really loving his country like he loved his club. Came on yesterday for injured Diego Jota. Got a goal, got an assist. And for FPL players, I think he got all the 3 bonus points yesterday. Mohamed Salah, 4-1. It ended in favour of Liverpool yesterday. Very quickly, let's also talk about Manchester United. Manchester United played against Luton. Elijah Adebayo got injured in warm-ups. Of course, you knew definitely they were going to be counting on Morris. Morris got a goal because he was already in. But Elijah Adebayo was out of the first 11. Stand up for Rasmus Højlund. Got a brace because he got a beautiful brace that helped his team, despite the fact that I think they didn't deserve all 3 points. But somehow they hung to the 3 points and ensured that Luton didn't get anything in their chase for survival in the English Premier League. Remember that they are here back after many, many years out, and are currently fighting relegation with their brothers that they came back with, Burnley and the likes, and there's Everton, perennial strugglers, even though this time around it was because they got 10 points deducted for infractions that happened to them along the line in the season. Also, moving very quickly now to La Liga, Real Madrid won all. It ended yesterday. I didn't see that coming.
You will not see it coming.
I didn't see that coming. Oselu got the first goal, and therefore the opponent, Rayo Vallecano, they got the penalty in the first half. Both goals in the first half, and you just think Real Madrid. It's Real Madrid. They always come to the party. They always turn up. Unfortunately, there was no savior for Real yesterday.
Yes, no savior for Real yesterday. All we could only see was, you know, the celebration. Everybody, you know, remembering that there's a certain Jude Bellingham injured. But I won't say that's the reason why Real Madrid, you know, drew that game yesterday. I think that penalty call, well, it was somehow, but then...
No, it was. I think it was a clear foul.
Yeah,
it was a clear handball.
Yeah.
The ball went past Edward Camavinga's hands, and it was even VAR.
But then you look at the position his hand was, and at that time it was moving.
So, you know, when you're in the box,
you can't really control.
Unfortunately, we can't play visuals. When you're in the box as a defender, you know you must always keep your hands behind you.
Well, but then you can't really control your hand when you are moving. Like when you move like this, you cannot really just, you know. But then it is what it is. The rule is the rule. Yeah, and that's why it's football.
Yeah,
so
you can't cut your hands. But
well,
it's football.
I am. Real Madrid are still top of the La Liga.
Of course.
There's no way Barca is
Girona
catching
plays
up.
today.
Yes, there's no way Barca is catching
Barcelona
up.
definitely.
And I feel that if Real Madrid drop points again, they might have to sweat, you know, for this trophy.
Girona will win the league?
Maybe by the time we get to like maybe few games to go and I see the difference between them, then I can tell you if it's possible for them to win the league. But it will be very amazing to see Girona pick Madrid to that trophy.
All right. Remember that if Manchester City wins the league in England and Girona still makes the top four as they are doing right now, they wouldn't be going to the Champions League because of the rules that says that if you have the same owners, the one that finishes top the most of both clubs will be going to the Champions League. Let me explain again. Say Anyton owns City and Girona. Yeah. Only one of them can go to the Champions League, and that is because it is the one that finishes highest in position that will go to the Champions League.
You can't have two clubs being owned by one individual. And I don't know what they're going to do with Manchester United. Jim Ratcliffe has a club in League One. Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's OG Nice.
And no problems because one of them will definitely never ever make Champions League places.
No, you can't say. Manchester United are about maybe 5 or
which Manchester United you can say.
OG Nice are, I think they're like maybe second.
They will go to the Champions League.
But Manchester United are almost close to the top 4.
They will always just be close.
No, what do you mean by always? Last season they were in the top 4.
You know, that's the problem. They always look at the back.
No.
Okay.
You can't, like, because we're not even like close to like maybe 10 more games in the league presently.
You think Manchester United will make top 4?
Yes, I think they have what it takes to make
top 4.
Because if you check, no, it's not about being hopeful. Look at it. What's their name? Tottenham, who are maybe 4th or 5th now.
They are 5th.
5th. Yeah. They are dropping points. They dropped points last this weekend.
Yeah, they lost.
They lost this
week.
No. I think they played 2-2.
No, they lost.
They drew.
They lost.
I think they drew.
They lost. They lost to Wolves 2-1.
Oh, they lost. They drew.
Yeah, they lost
the previous.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they lost.
Yeah.
Now they are dropping points, and it is not certain that.
Okay, so you are doing the Super Eagles calculation.
Hold up. It's not the Super Eagles calculation. Okay. This is normal. It is not certain that Aston Villa will end in the top 4. Do you believe that they will end in the top 4? It's not certain. Right. So like anything can happen in football, and there's still in Newcastle that if they get their injured players back, they can also anything can happen.
All right, Manchester United fans, you can see anything.
I'll be here at the end of the season.
You can see anything.
I'll be here with you hopefully at the end of the season.
You can see anything is really
to remind you
calculating and doing his pluses and minuses.
Hopefully,
Super Eagles, stickily. Of course, that was former Super Eagles. Right now, we don't do calculations with the new Super Eagles. Nah, that was in the old Manchester United and the new Manchester United.
But you know numbers win the game.
Anyway, my producer is saying it's time to go, but we have to talk about the fact that Harry Kane left Tottenham and we thought it was time for him to finally win a trophy. But it looks like he has gone to Bayern with the spirit of Tottenham. Remember that Tottenham also lost this weekend to Wolves, and their manager, Postecoglou, said there's probably nothing he can do about the fact that they just keep falling when you expect them to land. They lost 3-2 to Bochum. Bochum defeated Bayern Munich. I pity all the bettors because most people will have Bayern Munich straight win. And then you know how they do it now. Investors, as they call them, have to start keeping their papers in their pockets. They lost, and reports have it in Germany. And that man, Thomas Tuchel, has probably seen his best days in Bayern, and it's probably time for him to get a replacement. I really feel so sad if he has to be sacked again. Remember, he was sacked the other time, Anyton, and now it is looking like he's heading towards the exit door in the most unceremonious fashion. On behalf of everybody who has been behind this production, Lalekon Labode, Sulaiman Adeni, moving around and trying to set everything in order, my super duper producer, and of course the man behind the cameras, Lalekon Adetunji. On behalf of Anython as well, Anython Adaramola, the optimistic Manchester United fan. My name is Shegun Odwan, saying have yourselves a lovely, lovely week. Stay out of trouble. God bless you.
Bye, guys.